Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Want to cover quite a few things. We have a couple of free Steam game releases that I do want to go over. These are completely free-to-play titles. You can play them whenever, so we'll talk about that. Speaking of free, pretty notable online title will be having a free weekend kicking off in just a couple of days. I'll mention it now. I'll give it another mention when it's actually live, so we'll talk about that. Very nice JRPG dropping tomorrow, and you can get it cheaper. That is, of course, Live Alive, and on top of that, we have a couple of other deals that'll be rounding out the video. Links to everything, as always, in the description box below, so check that out if you want a rundown of everything. But first of all, let's quickly cover the recent free Steam game release. Now, this one, the first one just came out today, and that is SCP Observer. Hit Steam. SCP Observer is a frightening experience in which you'll play the role of a maintenance engineer trapped inside a security room, survive by managing the emergency power supply, monitoring the facility's camera system for threats, and blocking the paths of oncoming horrors. With official scenarios and customizable difficulty levels, the game offers full control over your experience. The game offers two different zones that the player can play, the light containment zone and the heavy containment zone. The light containment zone is primarily used for containment and storage, mostly of lower-level SCP objects such as SCP-173 and SCP-914. It is characterized by its high-roofed concrete architecture. Then you have the heavy containment zone. It is strictly used for the containment of high-level SCP objects such as 106 and 049. Due to it, it is constructed with a distinctive rudimentary style, abundant with grimy tunnels and catwalks. So it is available absolutely free right now. It is live right now, even though as of the recording of this video, it's in the popular, upcoming section. But it is live right now, and it's been in development, I believe, for a couple of years. There's a Steam blog post that was posted at 11 a.m. In a little over 2 years, I developed SCP Observer as my first ever project in game development and programming in general. Originally, the game was not planned to be an SCP game. Instead, I wanted to make a Five Nights at Freddy's fan game. In the end, I'm very happy with how the game turned out, and none of this would have happened without the help of the many beta testers. Future plans: it's mostly a finished product, and I don't have any plans for the future updates. There probably won't be any new zones or main SCPs. Instead, I want to focus on fixing possible bugs and implementing new small features like new events. The future of this game strongly depends on the player feedback and what the players want. Personally, I want to focus on new projects, some of which are even in the SCP universe, so you can go check that out. Again, it's absolutely free, so all you have to do is download it, and you're good to go. Moving on from that, Calibur just dropped on Steam as well. This dropped a couple weeks ago, back on April the 12th, so just under 2 weeks ago. But this is a free-to-play tactical shooter that is developed by 1C Game Studios. It's a free-to-play team-based tactical third-person shooter focused on special forces units from all over the world. 4 classes, more than 60 operators with unique abilities and equipment, and various game modes: PvE, PvP, and PvPvE. It has been out for a little bit, but now it has seen its official release on Steam, so you can check that out directly on Steam. It has a very positive reception. I'm not really getting into multiplayer games too much these days, but, if you want to check one out that's free to play, your opportunity is there with Calibur. If you're into tactics-based games that are going to be more team-oriented, maybe jump in with a couple of friends and check that out. Speaking of online shooters, Leap is going to be having a free-to-play period here very shortly, kicking off on April the 27th. Now, the title notes Leap going free, the Steam post, but it's not going free forever. It's a free weekend. The game is typically $29.99, although, going free forever might not be a horrible idea. Nevertheless, we do have a free weekend now. Leap going free. Are you hearing things? Do your eyes deceive you? That's right, we are bringing exactly what you all have been asking. Leap is coming to you free on consoles and PC for a free weekend event. Get ready to leap in with your friends for absolute chaos. This will be available on Steam, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series. And if you've been waiting to play, you can play right now. It's a fast-paced multiplayer first-person shooter featuring epic large-scale battles, each with players armed to the teeth fight for either the United Earth Defense Coalition or for the rebel Exoterrans. Whoever pays the most wins your trigger finger and excessive arsenal. Now, the game has had a mixed reception, 214 reviews, 53% positive. It did drop back in early March, and it doesn't seem like, this is the deal with online multiplayer-focused titles, that you really need a long-lasting player base. So when you have a game like this that also has a barrier of entry being a cost, I get it. That shouldn't be a barrier. Like, a lot of people are going to think that shouldn't be a barrier of entry, but look at the market these days. So many games are going free to play, and I don't know if this is something that's maybe a harbinger of things to come. Will this game ultimately go free to play? I don't know. Probably not, just because it just came out. But I just remember games like Knockout City that released at, I think it was $19.99 or $24.99, and it probably would have been best if that game was just free to play right out the gate. I don't know if this is going to be a case like that, but we'll see how it turns out. Again, the free play period will be April 27th until the 30th. Hopefully that does jolt up the player base a little bit, if nothing else. Lastly, I do want to highlight a couple of great PC game deals on various platforms. All of them are Steam keys. Now, in just a couple of days, we have the PC release of Live Alive. There have been reviews posted, and, you know, it's going to be the same thing as the Switch title. It'll have some extra benefits, I guess, but it's an HD 2D game. Like, these games can run on just about anything. They're not technically blow-away, but the visual style is something that, you know, is right up the alley of a lot of people. Octopath Traveler 2 and 1 have been received really well, with the second game being far superior than the first game by all accounts. Live Alive is, you know, something that maybe some people will see as similar to Octopath Traveler in the sense that there's a lot of, like, different stories with different protagonists and whatnot, but it's totally different from a narrative execution standpoint. You've got a plethora of different story, you know, from different time periods. Prehistory, Wild West, Imperial China, Twilight of Edo, Japan, present day, near future, and the distant future. Now, the game was going to drop at $49.99. There's a launch discount on Steam, 20% off for $39.99, but our good friends at Green Man Gaming, if you do have an XP membership, which most of you guys probably do at this stage of the game, 32% off for $33.99, which that price, I think, is pretty good. I don't even know if the Switch version, which came out back in July of last year, goes for that cheap. So, you know, you're probably getting it cheaper than what the Switch version regularly goes for, as far as I know. So, $34 for Live Alive. Great deal here. If you're into JRPGs, definitely something to check out. Again, and if you're into that, you know, old school art style of HD 2D, might be something you really dig. So there you go with that. Also do want to note, Detroit Become Human, $17.99 on at Games Planet. Heavy Rain is also $9. These are the Quantic Dreams narrative-driven titles. I think they're interesting, and I think Detroit Become Human is a pretty interesting game, like, given today's climate, but nevertheless, it's obviously a futuristic sci-fi story. A lot of decision-making, very much light on the gameplay. You guys know what to expect out of Quantic Dream titles, but they're incredibly replayable. What I recommend you to do with these games is go through it once, just completely blind. Don't look up guides or anything like that. Play through it once blind, and then if you want to go back, play through it again with a guide and figure out, you know, what decisions you want to make and etc., etc. Do that, but I think, the first playthrough blind always makes a lot of sense. So there you go with that. A couple of Steam deals I do want to note. Hades is 50% off for $12.49. It's Hades. I mean, this is a good price for it. I feel like it usually goes to like $15.99, so $12.49 might be a new low for it, but, you know, incredibly replayable game, so easy recommendation there. And then Dying Light Definitive Edition, 80% off for $9.99. Most people, myself included, consider this game to be superior than Dying Light 2. No slight on Dying Light 2. But if you have to pick one of the games to get, obviously just get the first game for $10, play through that. Hopefully by the time you're completely done with it or you're ready for more Dying Light, the second game will be even cheaper, which it's $29.99 right now, which isn't a bad price, but given the first game's excellence and it's had $10, unless you already exhausted all the content in the first game, just stick with that, and then the second game will get cheaper and cheaper. Maybe there'll be a definitive edition released of that in sometime in the near future. But that is going to do it for me. Again, a couple of free game releases on Steam. Free weekend for Leap coming up here very shortly. Live Alive dropping in just a couple of days if you do want it cheaper. Green Man Gaming's got the hookup on that, so check that out. Detroit Become Human, good deal on that at Games Planet. Hades, and you've got Dying Light Definitive Edition. Good stuff all around. That's going to do it for me. Links to everything in the description box down below. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.